Now in the images that you're going to see in a little while from now, a few moments I promise you, we've not marked the line of actual control which separates India and China. Why? Because the precise location of the LAC has not been released in public since the early 60s. It's not there, for example, on the Survey General of India's site. And a rough approximation in the case of this story, where we really need to be really specific about the location where this is happening, may not be accurate. So we've got a broad idea, but we've not put the line of actual control because we just cannot be inaccurate in a report like this. First, here's the area that we are talking about. The area that is flashing on your screen now is the Gogra area. You can also see Hot Springs. That's the broad area that we are talking about. Now what you see here is a Chinese post. The image is dated the 12th of August 2021, last year. This is a large base close to the line of actual control, and there are semi-perms or structures like walls which we've marked as fighting positions there on the right hand side of your screen. Now a close-up of this image also shows various infantry positions or foxholes which could have been used for a variety of roles but are basically positions from where Chinese soldiers would have fought. Now this is a new image from the 15th of September this month. As you can see, the building and the fighting positions have been removed. Same locations, but the buildings and the fighting positions have been removed, with the landforms having been restored. That's part of the disengagement process. So let's compare the two images. On the left, the image from August 12th last year, before the disengagement took place, and on the right, the same place after the disengagement was completed last week. And here's a long shot of the entire area. The location circled first is the area of the Chinese base which was removed. We marked it there. Now on top is the location of the new Chinese base, and the distance between the two is 3 kilometers. And finally, this is a close-up image of the new relocated Chinese base. Debris from the torn down building which they have removed from the site they used to occupy further south is visible in this picture to the top of this picture. Now this is important, and it's important that we explain all of this to you. What we don't know as yet is whether all of what we just showed you lies in Chinese held areas. Some experts suggest that that is the case. Now we can't be sure because there's no accurate reference document to mark the line of actual control, which is new. And here's why. Let me explain this because I've been talking about this. What we can now show you are old maps, one Indian and one Chinese. This is an old Chinese map from the 60s. This refers broadly to what we now call the line of actual control. This is actually their claim area from 1959 onwards. And this is an Indian map. This was a publication which was released by the government of India, I believe in 1963. It pretty much showed the same, but in both of these cases, they were drawn using the nib of a thick pen, and therefore it's very difficult to use these images and say this is where the LAC or the Chinese claim line in the case of China lie in today's context. So if indeed the Chinese base that we showed you just a few moments back was on the Chinese side, come back to me, if indeed the Chinese base we showed you in Ladakh was on the Chinese side, then a reciprocal buffer zone would need to be created on the Indian side as well. So that's what this is all about. Where is that buffer zone on the Indian side?